And welcome back to another special edition of Inner Success Radio. This is Chuck and Demetrius back for another exciting show.
Chuck
Demetrius,
D,
what's going down, brother?
Public enemy, Chuck.
Public enemy number one. What's going on, broski?
I'm great. You
That's
know what I want
great.
for Christmas?
What's that?
Wait, Christmas is over, right? Oh
No.
yeah, Christmas is over. It's
Yeah,
Monday.
yeah. The Christmas was yesterday,
All right.
based on when the people who are listening to this are listening to it.
Yeah, how sad.
So
Christmas
would it
is
be
over.
weird? Would it be weird to say if I asked you how your Christmas was? Right? Because when we're recording this, Christmas is not here yet. So it's kind of like we're sort of creating our day in advance, but then people are listening to this will think it's or sound like it's the day after Christmas, which is so weird.
You know what? So let's do this. All right, I could play this. I'm going to NBA.com and I'm gonna do a prediction. I don't even know who's playing on. You know who's playing on Christmas?
I do not.
All right, let's see. Yeah, I can't believe we're really doing this. Yeah, I don't even know how to read this.
You don't know how to read? What?
Nah, we'll get to it. Nah, they changed the new NBA app like a couple months ago.
Ah.
Well, not the app, the NBA.com.
Yeah. I got you. All right.
Yeah, this is really awkward.
What?
It's just like dead silent.
Oh, you know what's crazy? This is like completely off topic. We're not even going to talk about today. So I've been looking into herbal remedies. I'm not talking about marijuana, people, but
Okay.
plant herbs outside of marijuana. And I actually picked up some herbs just now. Actually, I just got in the house from the store and I picked up some herbs from Mom's Organic Market. And this particular herb is burdock root. Burdock root. BURDOCK root. ROOT. And let me tell you what purpose of it is for anybody that cares. Burdock root is a diuretic, blood cleanser, and anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, anti-fungus, anti-cancer, antiviral, antibacterial herb. Many of the medicinal properties are attributed to its wide array of chemical compounds, which include I can't read the inulin, mucilage, essential oil, volatile oil, alkaloids, glycosides, ricin, and tannins. I have no idea what any of those are. Burdock root has been used in traditional medicine to treat skin conditions such as eczema, acne, and cirrhosis because it promotes the removal of toxins from the skin. It also promotes people going to the bathroom to piss, stimulates kidney function and repair. It's pretty much as a blood purifier and liver tonic. Restore liver function.
Can I ask you an honest question?
For sure, Bo. For sure.
Who have you told this information to that was as excited as you sound?
Nobody. This is like
Yeah,
you're the
that's
first
the
person
thing.
I'm talking. Like I literally just got in from the
Do you
store.
think people really are going to be excited about that?
So say if we had, I don't know, 5,000 people listening to this particular episode,
Mhm.
I would say probably about 5 of them would be interested. Oh, that sounds interesting.
5 of them?
5 of them.
So why would you share that on this podcast?
I have no idea.
You know what?
No,
I think you're a conspiracy. You with the Illuminati, Charles?
I don't know. Maybe I could be. I could be CIA, bro. You never know.
Oh man. Oh, God. So what did you? So you got these herbs,
Mm-hmm.
and now what? You're
And
gonna
so-
take them. Do you? How do you take them?
All right. So this
Eat
is what you do.
them? Is it a juice, liquid?
So
form?
there's different types of herbs. I don't know how deep we want to get into. There's different types of herbs, right? You have the roots, you have the leaves, you have the stems. Let's see what else. So you have the roots, the leaves, the twigs, the bark, all different parts of the plant. So the way that you prepare this, so typically people would just, you can't just pour hot water on it, let it seep for a few minutes and then take it. But what happens is because the root, like the one I have, it's a little harder to get through. Like the cellular wall of the herb is hard to break through with just hot water. So you actually have to boil it, reduce the heat and simmer for 30 minutes. So it's kind of like you're cooking noodles or something for like 30 minutes.
Wait, is this a drug?
No.
It sounds like you baking up like talking about boiling it and cooking it and waiting.
Well, actually, I had to weigh it because
Like you
I
put
got
baking soda in this too, or like
well,
what?
well, I got an ounce. So I was at the store and I had to
What?
weigh. Yeah.
You got an ounce.
I got an ounce.
How much was that? How much was an ounce?
This was $2, $2.30.
$2 for an ounce.
Yep, $2 for an ounce.
Wow. Are you gonna flip it?
No.
You about to be like Ace Boogie and paid in full, yeah. You're about to flip it.
What did he say in New Jack City? Sit your fire that ass down before I make change.
The thing about those movies, speaking of New Jack City,
Mhm.
is they always had a message. Did you come from that where you watched like Boys in the Hood, Juice, New Jack City, South Central, Menace to Society, Jason's Lyrics?
But when I was younger, I was ignorant to a lot of and unprivy to a lot of stuff. So, I just watched those movies because I thought they were good movies. But watching those movies as an adult, there's a lot of good messages that you can pick up from those type of movies.
What's a good message you got from New Jack City?
Actually, you know what? It's been so long since I've watched New York Jack. I said New York Jack City.
Here you go.
I said New York Jack.
There we go again. All right, let's get back on topic, which is off topic. We're supposed to be talking about goals, right?
Yeah, goal setting.
All right, goal setting, because the new year's coming in.
Yeah, so then in about a week.
All right, wait. Before we do that, you was talking about how it was Christmas.
Yeah,
right?
but it's
so
weird.
Christmas, I found the game. The game is Golden State versus Cleveland.
Ah.
Right? And then there's the Clippers in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And then there's Chicago and San Antonio.
Right,
so let's talk about what most people care about.
Okay.
Let's talk about Golden State and Cleveland. How do you feel about Golden State winning that game?
The score is going to be 104-97.
Wait, say it again?
So Golden State 104, Cleveland 97.
Okay. Who had the breakout game? Did anybody have a breakout game?
It's going to be one of the bench players for Golden State.
Who do they have? They don't have any more bench players.
I don't know. I don't even know who's on their bench, but it's going to be a bench player that has a breakout game. It's going to get them that push. It's going to be a close game the entire game, but then that bench player is going to give Golden State that extra edge. And LeBron's going to play like some shit.
No, you know what?
He may score like 20-something. He's not going to score 30.
Do you believe in LeBron?
Of course.
No, on the court, you believe he's as great as people say he is?
No, he got Cleveland their first championship. Not him alone. Okay, it was him and the point guard. I forgot his name, but yeah, I mean, he went to Cleveland and that's his hometown, right? He is now a hero for Cleveland.
Okay, so let me check your thermometer of how much you respect LeBron on the basketball court. I respect him as a business person. Let me say that.
Yes, sir.
Who's better?
Who's better than LeBron?
Who's better than LeBron?
Right now,
LeBron
or retired?
Or Kobe?
Kobe.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah, not a question.
But now let's go to goals real quick. I don't know. Did you have a way that you was going to start us?
Nah. I mean, I was just going to say, not really. But it was interesting.
The power of the goal is LeBron. You just brought up. He brought the first championship to Cavaliers.
Yeah.
And that was a goal of his since he first came in the league.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And he had to do some things that people really didn't think that he should do. Going to Miami is one of them, right? Going to South Beach.
Yeah.
And then when he left, he got more heat. Oh, look at that. It's a double entendre. He got more heat, right? He got more heat when he went. But what did he do? He accomplished his goal, didn't he?
He did. Yeah, he definitely did.
So what are we talking about with goal? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so what's interesting is that LeBron, like you said, LeBron had that goal coming into the league, and he had to go through certain avenues in order to make that a reality. right? I don't, if he would have stayed with Cleveland without going to Miami, I don't think it would have happened.
I agree.
Because there was something along the lines of where something had to line up. The right pieces had to be in place. Kyrie Irving had to be. So all that stuff played a major factor into LeBron coming back to Cleveland and him winning a championship. But like I said, if he would have stayed there and not went to Miami, he wouldn't have won one. So we can start there, right? So whenever we set goals or whenever we're striving towards something, it's not going to be a direct path. A lot of us like to think that's the case, but it's not. Whenever you're striving towards something, you're going to hit roadblocks. You're going to have to go here. You're going to have to make a pit stop. You're going to have to do this and do that. It's not going to be a straight shot for achieving that goal.
You know what? But how did you feel about it when it happened?
I mean, I was happy for the city of Cleveland and especially for LeBron.
No, when he first left.
When he first left Cleveland?
Uh-huh.
I was initially thinking that, like, okay, well, why in the hell did he do that? All right, Cleveland is where he's from. He was devoted to Cleveland. Like, we couldn't see the bigger picture. And I'm sure that's something that was probably in his head. And he probably knew what he was doing. But I didn't think that was the case. I thought, okay, well, he's turning his back on Cleveland. Everybody in Cleveland should have been pissed at him because he didn't tell them what his plan was. Right. Next thing you know, he's going to Miami to play with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh.
So do you believe that he knew what he was doing when he left?
I believe so. I believe he had every intention on
coming back and
coming back to Cleveland. Yeah.
In Cleveland.
Yeah. Because
so this is another thing about goal setting, right? Is that you just mentioned, like, he didn't tell anybody his plan. He didn't tell you. He didn't tell me. He didn't tell anybody else. Like, is that how do you feel? How do we feel about that? Setting a goal and not telling everybody else that probably shouldn't know. Did he tell his family what his plan was? Did he tell his wife? Did he tell his children? Did he tell his buddies, Dwayne Wade, Chris Paul, his Marvin or whatever, his posse, as Phil Jackson likes to call it? Did he tell them?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, and that's something that we'll never have the answer to. But you brought up a good point. When it comes to goal setting, do we let people know what our goals are? But that all depends on who's in your circle. If you have people who are supportive, if you have people who are going to tell you what it is and not sugarcoat shit, then yeah, you should share because you want to be held accountable, right? I think you put a post on Facebook, recently about, what was it? It was, I lost it. It was just there. Oh, the path towards the say it again.
You talking about the one on masturbation? The post I just put up?
Well, well, no, not that one. You can't masturbate with other people. That's
no, but which one?
My brother's gonna
just did that.
My brother's gonna hate me for this. He's a nasty dude, but him and his friends had a masturbating competition. What? So and what the hell is that? They were all in the same room, backs turned to each other, and they were masturbating to see who can come first.
No. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying. Let's get back to goal setting, Charles. Let's get back to goal setting. You just went. You know what? We thinking about renaming the show. It should be called, based off our last two recordings, and they don't know. The one we did yesterday is not going to air until like February.
Yeah.
We might need to change this to Going All the Way Left.
You said Going All the Way Left.
Because
with Chuck and Demetrius. Yeah, I like that.
You're all the way. Like, you keep going. Like, that was just so crazy. But let's get back to goal setting. You were making a point.
the the post that you put on there was the path to success. We don't do it. We're not on that path alone. Like we need the assistance and help of other people. And in LeBron James' situation with him, and I'm sure he probably shared his vision with a couple of people, but if he would have threw it out there to mass media for the world to know, he probably would have got a lot of negative pushback. Well, how come you just can't stay in Cleveland and do it? Why you got to go play with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh? That's cheating. That's like a cheat code for the NBA. Why you got to go there? So I think he was strategic in doing what he did. And it also could be that, hey, he understood at that time he wouldn't be able to win a championship in the state that Cleveland was in. But he wanted to win one for sure. So he went to Miami, got him a couple of championships, and said, okay, I'm good now. Let me go back and help my city, help my team get a championship.
All right, so two observations for me. One is I love the point that you just made in regards to the people that he trusted.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that that's big. No matter, you don't have to be in the NBA to apply what we're talking about here, right?
Yeah.
No matter what your goal is, right? If your goal is to open up a beauty salon, then guess what? You should do exactly what Charles is just talking about, right? Make sure, tell the people that you can confide in, right? When you get a goal. Because you remember even on one of our podcasts before, you was talking about you had a goal to write a book, and then one of your, I think it was like your uncle or one of your relatives said, "You writing a book?" And that just so. But moving forward, if you're not gonna go to that person and share that same information again. So that's my first point that I want to just bring to the light is you got to be able to. You don't want to tell everybody because there's certain people you tell your goal to, they're gonna laugh at you or they're gonna rip it all to shreds. Right. And the second thing that I wanted to say is you have to see, I believe that when he went, I believe he went because he needed to. I don't think when he came in, he was a straight killer.
Yeah.
And when I say killer for the sports fans, you guys know, when we talk about killer, we're talking about had that killer instinct, right?
Yeah.
Die. I mean, either you guys are going to die or we're going to die, right? And I don't think he had that when he first went to Miami. And I think that's why he left, because Dwayne Wade had it. He had already won a championship. And I figured that he wanted to go to learn how to win. He was so passive when he was in Cleveland. So I wanted to tie that in with goal setting is because if you don't have that instinct to set goals, that's where these community groups come in, right? That's where podcasts like Inner Success Radio podcast, potentially going all the way left, is all about, right? It's about, getting around people who actually do them. If you're in a circumstance right now where people don't have goals and strategies and methods, you need to start. What did we say before? If you can't change the people around you, change the people around you, right? Start hanging in different environments. And that's what I definitely respect LeBron for, is saying, hey, I'm not a winner. And then I'm not a winner, but let me go around some winners, learn how to do it, and then come back home and do what I learned.
Yeah. Yeah. And another thing we have to look at is when it comes to goal setting, we have to take into account other people. Because up until that point, did Dwayne Wade have a championship? Did he get one with Shaq or no?
Yeah, he got one with Shaq.
Okay. All right. So,
or I would personally say Shaq got one with Dwayne Wade. That's what I would personally say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Shaq was on his way down a little bit. He still had a few legs in him, but I think that Dwayne Wade held it down. I think he was the true champ.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Yeah. So, I said the point I was going to make, but he already had one, was that sometimes goal setting includes other people, right? It's good to set personal goals that we want to achieve, but if you want to get to that next level of empowerment, it has to include other people. Like we can't set selfish goals all the time. We have to set some selfish goals, but the goals that we set also have to include those that we love, close friends and family as well, because not only will that, and was that good karma, good juju, however you want to say it, but it's the right thing to do, right? I mean, this is a society that's driven by individualism, and that's very negative because we like to say, I'm an individual. I don't need any help. I'm my own person. And when we have that mindset, especially when we're talking about goals, is that it pretty much the ends justify the means, right? Is that we'll do anything we can. We'll step on whoever we need to in order to reach the goal. But if you have other people included, then your goals are going to be a little bit more altruistic, if that's the right word to use.
I like altruistic. I just learned what that is like maybe a month ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, altruistic. Now, here's a question. And again, I'm not claiming to know the inside. I don't have the inside scoop, but what if, let's play the what if game, because this is about goal setting, right? But we are talking about LeBron James, et cetera, et cetera. So let's say, what if before he left for Miami that last season, what if he had a meeting with the entire team, including the coaching staff, and he said, I want to win a championship. And what if nobody took him serious about his goal?
Yeah.
Is he supposed to stay and help them and make them understand how serious he is about his goal? Or does he see that's big?
Yeah.
Because I know me personally, I've been there where you're like, yo, I have this goal. And then people are like, I kind of want to do it, but I don't really, they're like seriously not serious.
Yeah.
And then because we're good people at heart, we're like, all right, well, let me just do it. Let me just do the best that I can do. And then maybe, they'll, just buy into it eventually.
Yeah.
And I don't know about that.
Well, I think the thing is we spend a lot of energy trying to get other people to do things. And it goes back.
He was doing in Cleveland? Could that have been? Like, how would he leave like that? The way he left in not the best fashion. He didn't even, he made an announcement.
Yeah. Yeah.
What would make a good man? I believe he's a good man at heart. What would make a good man at heart do something like that? To hit all of his fans, turn his back, basically, because he didn't tell us the goal.
Yeah.
It's not like he sent a memo to all Cleveland Cavalier fans, like a secret email.
Yeah. I mean, because he probably figured that people wouldn't realize or they wouldn't see it the way he sees it. And, why put that out there and get all this negative press? Well, I mean, he still got negative press anyway when he announced he was going to Miami, but it wasn't as big as it could have been. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's one of those things where you can't please. I think Bill Cosby said it. If you try to, I forgot the quote, you can't please everybody or something like that. If you please everybody or something. I forgot what the Bill Cosby quote was or is.
You talking about Bill Cosby?
Yeah. He said a quote.
Are you talking about Bill Cosby?
Yeah, it was. What?
Wait, are you? You know what?
What up?
Wow. Bill Cosby. I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Oh, no, but he had a quote. I forgot what the quote was.
He had more than a quote. He had some quaaludes, too. Yeah, he got oh, man.
So let me ask you this. So they made this big fuss about Bill Cosby. So a little off topic. Well, I mean, it's not a transition now anyway, but they made this big fuss about Bill Cosby when he was younger and what he did on it as other jazz. But why don't they still scrutinize Ben Roethlisberger? That's the question I got. Why isn't Ben Roethlisberger still being scrutinized?
Come on.
Right?
That's
right. You agree,
really
right? Right. It's terrible that they're not scrutinizing Ben Roethlisberger, but yet they're putting all this stuff on Bill Cosby that he did when he was way younger.
Wait, how do you compare Ben Roethlisberger and Bill Cosby? That's a no-brainer. The nail listen. The nail that sticks out always gets hammered in.
Ah, I
You're
like it.
putting Bill Cosby on the same in the same breath as Ben Roethlisberger. Ben Roethlisberger is good in his field,
Hmm.
but the brand of Bill Cosby goes way outside of football.
Oh yeah, of course.
Way outside of football.
Yeah. Of course.
Ben is only in football. Like I was just having a conversation with somebody today. Like it was, like there's a big difference. Like is Jay Z? Would you consider Jay Z average?
Oh hell no.
See, hell no. But at the same point, it depends on who you're asking in a sense, right? Because
Yeah.
if you're asking a money driven person, is Jay Z average? I mean, the question is who's he average to? Are you talking about Bill Gates? Talking about Warren Buffett?
Hmm.
Well, maybe he is. He is kind of average toward if you're comparing him to Bill Gates, right?
Yeah.
That's about $50 billion difference.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, why would we make a big deal about Ben Roethlisberger?
Yeah. That's a good observation.
Bill Cosby ran stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
Matter of fact,
Temple,
he
Spelman.
was
Have you ever been to Spelman before?
no. Uh.
I've been on the Spelman campus with a tour. Like
Mhm.
Cosby's there. That Spelman, that's a big school.
Yeah, you're right. And Bill
Bill had
Cosby
his
was
hands on a lot. Jello pudding.
NBC. Do you know he was about to buy NBC?
About exactly.
Yeah, so that's huge.
Why they talking about him? Why? Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
That's like comparing Chris Brown and Michael Jackson. Why did they do Mike the way they did?
Yeah.
I mean, they doing the same thing, kind of in a sense. You know, they're causing trouble, or people saying they're causing trouble. But of course, Mike's is going to be way blown out. Mace even said it. The rapper Mace, he said, "I take a piss on the street, and they say I pulled my dick out." Right? But a
Yeah.
regular person, you'd be like, "Yeah, I just went out and took a piss." But if a
Yeah.
famous person or a big name person does it, it's like, "Oh wow, look at this! Look at what they did."
Yeah.
It's bad either way, but we kind of make it worse for the bigger the person.
Yeah. It makes sense. Makes sense. So, all right, let's roll up out of here, bro. But so one of the things we wanted to make sure was that we didn't want this to be how to set goals. I mean, you can go with Google search and find the tons and tons, thousands of articles on how to actually set goals. That's not that wasn't the purpose of this episode. The purpose of this episode was to get behind a reason why you need to set goals. Why you need to set goals. And whether or not you write them down on a piece of paper, you use Evernote, you use Pages, and with Apple, you use Google Drive, whatever. Make sure you get your goals down. Bro, you got anything else you want to add before we roll up out of here?
Okay. Yeah, I do. This is coming out, Monday? So that's before the new year. Could we, what would you say to the person who is setting goals? I don't know what the statistic is, but there's been a lot of studies done where, after the third week in January, most people who set resolutions on January 1st, they don't come to, they're done. They stop doing it.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to our listeners, to that person who is gonna set a goal? Is there anything that we could share with them that can help them avoid being that statistic?
Yeah, because it goes a lot deeper than just writing something down on paper, right? There has to be a reason why you're wanting to set goals or set that particular goal. For example, the biggest goal that a lot of people set is health goals, right? I want to get in the gym, I want to get more physically fit, I want to do this X, Y, and Z. But if you don't have a why behind it, then the goal is being set arbitrarily. It's like, okay, well, just because. So the reason why they're doing it is because it's the first of the year. So it's like, well, once the first of the year passes, that's it. That's right. That's as deep as the rabbit hole gets. It's the first of the year. It's the reason why you're setting goals. However, if you're saying, no, I want to take my business to the next level. I want to take my relationship to the next level. I want to go deeper spiritually or whatever the reason. If that's your reason why, then you're going to pass that 3-week threshold that a lot of people fall off from. And it was funny because yesterday I was in the gym and my cousin was like, hey, Chuck, we're going to need to set a plan for the first of the year because, a lot of people are going to be in the gym. So we need to either come in a little later, a little earlier, but it's only going to last for about 2 or 3 weeks. He said the exact same thing. I was like, oh, wow, you're right. It makes sense, right? After 2 weeks, the gym is going to be packed with a bunch of people. The third week is going to be about I'd say a quarter of a people, a quarter less. And after that, another quarter less. And eventually it's going to be 1/3 of the people that were initially there those first 2 weeks.
Would you say anything to the person who keeps experiencing this, and not just the old cliche, insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result? They've heard that a million times. But like for the person who has been setting them, and let's say their goal was to get into the gym, like you just said, you and your cousin was speaking about, right?
Yeah.
They do it every single year. They've noticed the same thing that your cousin noticed and brought to your attention. What, I don't even know what to really, I don't even know what we could really say, to be honest. But it seems it's so predictable.
I don't think we could say anything, bro. I mean, if somebody has like motivation, well, motivation is external, inspiration is internal, right? You can listen to CT Fletcher for 2 or 3 weeks and you can be motivated, but not inspired, right? You're motivated up until the end of that audio program or whatever. However, if you're inspired, that comes from inside. Like inspiration comes from inside. It's like, okay, although those things are very beneficial, but I don't need CT Fletcher yelling in my ear in order for me to get to that next level or for me to stick. Now, again, CT Fletcher is an amazing, powerful speaker. I mean, you get really pumped listening to him, but that can only take you so far, right? What if one day CT Fletcher, all his stuff from the internet just completely goes away? Then what? Right?
Now we talked about, I know you wanted to get out of here, and we are, but I wanted to, because the reason why we're doing these is to make it current, right? And New Year's is approaching, right? And people are going to set their resolutions, whether we say so or not, right? Now, we talked previously on one of our podcasts about the importance of support groups. Do you think support groups plays any part in who makes it a little bit further into this goal-setting thing? Like, for example, a person makes a resolution, they're going to start going to the gym, like how you and your cousin are. Do you think because you and your cousin go to the gym, do you guys go most of the time together? Most of the time when you go, do y'all both go together?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you believe that because both of you go together that you guys go more consistently than you would if one of you weren't to go? Or would absolutely. Both of you go regardless the same amount?
Well, I can speak from my perspective because I don't know what he was doing prior to us, going to gym together. But for me, it definitely makes a big difference. And the fact that he's been consistent, I believe, prior to me joining the gym and us working out together. So, and then seeing and having that person there, knowing that person is there supporting you, they want to see you grow. And, he posted stuff on his Instagram about the workouts that I do. Right. He even told me the other day that, hey, your videos get more views than mine does. Right. And those are the type of people that you want to have in your corner. Right. You want to have those type of people who are pushing you, who say, Chuck, man, you see the growth, you're getting stronger. And, just being a little transparent here. So he's helped me over the past 3 months increase my bench press from, I believe when I first started, my max could have been like 150. And now I'm at like 205.
Wow.
Right. And that's just having somebody there. So the first thing is to make sure you have somebody there that's just as dedicated as you. Right. You don't want to go to the gym with somebody sort of in your bracket, right? You want to get under the tutelage of somebody who's just a level higher than you, right? Because you're going to get to that next level.
You don't want to drag anybody to the to be not. With your goal with you, right?
Definitely not. You don't want to.
You want people that are going, want to go.
Yeah, you don't want to convince somebody. Oh, come on, just come to the gym, please. If you had to beg somebody to come to the gym to work out, that's not the person you want. You want somebody who, hey, you ready to go to the gym? Let's do it. I'm ready. I'll meet you there. That's the type of person you want to have, and not just with that's with anything, right? Even when you're trying to improve your relationship, if you're in a relationship with somebody who's making excuses for improving it, you may want to reconsider that relationship. Right? There's excuses or there's reasons.
I was always taught if you got to convince them today, you're going to have to convince them every day for the rest of your life.
Yep.
And that was really good for you to tie in, the power of just, hey, if we could cheat, like in Final Destination, the movie, you could cheat death. Like if you can cheat accomplishing a goal, we challenge you. We challenge you to find out who wants to go with you, like Jerry Maguire said, right? Who's coming with me? And like Charles said, it's not about the gym. It's about any goal, right? If you have somebody by your side to do it, take advantage. If they're serious, don't pull them, right? Don't drag them with you. Yeah. You got to drag them. We'd rather you go in by yourself. And if you go in long enough by yourself, you'll attract the people that want to join in with you to do whatever that goal is. So that's all I have. I just wanted to, just really echo in on that. So I'm done. I'm done. And if you can send us out however you want.
Yeah. All right. So yes, again, everybody, thanks so much for listening, and be sure to check us out on Wednesdays. We air every Wednesday. You can find us on iHeart, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play. Any questions or anything, hit us up on Facebook at Inner Success Radio. And if you need to reach out to us personally and you don't want to put your stuff out there on the social media, you can send us an email at innersuccessradio@gmail.com. And until next Monday, we'll holler at you then. Bye for now.